Hello, this is the CEO of Weisenbach Investments, and I want to do a market review. So first, right here, you are looking at a chart of bond futures, and I'm going to get into bonds and stocks for the most part here. So this is just, I have this up, a 15-minute chart of bonds right here. So obviously, as we know, bonds have been going down on this good news from Europe because people are more likely to get into risk assets. And to me, it doesn't look like we're seeing much of a support or resistance level, but we are coming up and we keep coming up. So it looks like we might take a little bit of a bounce off this support level here, but I wanted to get short when it broke this level, and if it breaks this level to the downside, we'll probably see some downside movement. And I believe I already have a chart of TLT, and I'm thinking about probably buying some TLT puts. You see, because right here you can see this is just where the bond market would be. Is right here. We are essentially at a major support. So if we come off to that support, it might be some interesting action in that range. So next I want to look at the S&P 500. And of course we rallied, but now we're down 50 ticks. And let me bring up a 60-minute chart here. So right now we have this V correction, and it broke this resistance level just by a little bit. And to me, it doesn't look like we're going to see much happening. But if we see a break of this level right here, this top of the bar, we might see a real big move to the upside. If we look here, here's a supporting trend line of the trend, and you see it just keeps bouncing off this line here. So today we're up. The German parliament approved a bailout fund, and the ECB is officially in action, blah 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 blah. The problem with the ECB being in action is that they're buying bonds, treasury bonds. So in other words, all that's going to do is stimulate markets, but in reality what they're doing is a bad thing because they're providing high debt rates to countries that need low debt rates. Also, Greece really isn't improving their situation. They're not making cuts like they should or anything really. So that might be something also to think about. So yesterday we were down, today we're up, so we move up. Another thing I want to do is I'm interested in shorting oil right here. The only thing that bothers me a little bit about shorting it is it might have a little bit of a V correction. So if I'm not around for that trade for a full period of time, I wouldn't feel comfortable trading it because it's really likely we have a V correction, because in every market situation we almost always do have a V correction, and that is something to think about if we almost always have V corrections in these type of markets. Another thing is I'm also interested in shorting gold, but same thing. A V correction is likely. And also, we were down today because of the Fed's meeting, but in the markets we had kind of conflicting news, so not much happened. We were pretty slow. But the gold markets went down because of inflationary stuff. The Fed didn't announce more stimulus. You know, inflation's not going to be as good. Also, an economic number was in that another economic number was in that import prices are up less than expected. They were expected up 1.5. They came only up 0.7. Next, I want to look at some stocks. And first, I want to look at Netflix. I bought Netflix 50 calls, October 50 calls, on the hope that it was going to go up, obviously. I got long on this real big move to the upside, and it kind of signaled to me that its downward trend was broken. I bought in here. I sold up here because I didn't want to hold it that long. It's kind of a long-term play because I was worried it would lose a sixth of its value. So right now we're going up. The only thing that worries me is it's in small portions, but in the options trade that's okay, but it could be showing that the market's pretty tired. Next, I'm interested in shorting McDonald's off this high. And the reason for that is McDonald's has been beaten down and they're in recovery mode because fundamentally they're still okay. But the thing about McDonald's is it still is having issues with global demand in China, so we may see some stuff happening. And if we compare it to the China FTSE index, you see we took a little bit of a rise, but you know we're still having issues in here. So next I want to look at Kennametal, and I need to put that in. Okay. KMT, yes. Okay. Looks like it's acting a little slow. Okay, so I wanted to get long Kennametal on this break to the upside, and I'm just seeing it as more of a long trade, but I would be careful keeping it. But I got in here. I recommended it before, but it still looks pretty good to me. So last, I want to look at titanium metals, and I'm interested in buying titanium metals because of their business model and what they're doing, and they sell titanium in, you know, metals and mining. That's what it says here. But anyway, I want to buy it because of this break, if it breaks to the upside on these levels here. So thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video.